All right, let's do a little. Let's do a little. Let's do a little rundown, guys. T1 versus JDG, game 1. T1 started on blue side. JDG had the coin toss, and they chose to go red side. They stuck with the Poppy ban. I don't know, the only thing Poppy really does, it lines up for Kalista, it lines up for Javan, and it lines up for Rakan. This game, the big question mark was, how is 369 going to execute on the Rumble? When you rock in Rumble and Akali as a duo, the rough part about this is that you're so committed to this, like, AP side laners, you know? AP side laners. I thought the idea here is that they're going to ban Rumble on 3, invite Orianna first pick, and then with Ashe Poppy ban, just go Kalista Renata and play it by ear. I thought that was the whole idea. Because their Kalista Renata with a Syndra, I think this would have been a little bit more solid. Right? Because the Ashe and the Poppy is preparation for Kalista. But instead they ban Kalista on 3 and give a pretty dry Orianna first pick. And then they show the Rumble. And in a lot of cases here, what you want to do is, like, you want to go, for example, Rumble, Rel, and pick Jason 3 as an example, right? But they go Rumble and Akali, making itemization very easy for T1, or from the get-go. They go Orianna and they go Rel and Aatrox. This is a very standard rotation for T1. They go Orianna, Rel, Aatrox. This is exactly what they've done the entire time, right? If we look at some of their past series, Orianna, Rel, Aatrox. Here, Rel, Aatrox, Sylas on 3 because Orianna was banned by them because they made the switch up, right? And then we continue here. LNG now banned Rel, and that was the same evolution that we saw, right? Eventually, LNG got to the point in game 3 where they wanted to make sure there's no Orianna on enemy team, no Rel on enemy team, and they played it like this, right? So, they slammed the Rumble, they slammed the Akali. I think already the Rumble is not really lined up for success here because he has a weaker mid that can't contest and a jungler that is rather weak too, right? So, Aatrox gets locked in, and the trade-off is, we get Orianna the stronger mid, you get Rumble the stronger top. JDG goes into 4-5, they ban Senna Caitlyn, Nautilus Renata gets banned, and they go for Xayah. I thought here in this spot that they are going to pick Aphelios. I thought that Aphelios would look like the more durable pick here to line yourself up to 5-pick support to then get a stronger matchup. When you lock in Xayah, I think that the option for support here is so limited, you have to pick Alistar. You just have to pick Alistar. Jhin and Bard, at first I was like, this enemy team is not that immobile, but Bard ult can be used as a easy like defensive tool too, right? You can ult yourself, you can deny Rumble, you can deny Vi, you can ult yourself, right? The problem with Alistar here is it can't get in range of Jhin Bard. Well, for lane, it's not strong, right? It's not strong. But tell me, what else do you want to pick here, right? There's no choice here that is that great. So you're picking Alistar to make your Akali, to make your Rumble stronger. And in this game, you're hoping then that Rumble will carry your early game. That's the idea. And then when you get Vi 6 and then Alistar team fighting together with Rumble, we have the classic parts of Alistar. In my mind here, just because you have Xayah on 4, I don't think that there is a better pick on 5. I don't think so. So, with that being said, right, looking at this game, T1 do Missing is not comfortable with range, same as last year. I don't think it's necessarily same as last year because Missing played really good range support in previous metas that we saw. Right? I think if they go Aphelios on 4, I think that they have more options on 5. They can play Lulu, they can play Milio, they have so many options for support, you know? And they can win. So the brilliance here of T1 is T1, they walk up and they ward red. And then they make sure that they always spot here in case the enemy drops a ward too. Right? So they are spotting for the ward, they're spotting all of the information available. and the enemy team is not covering at all. They're not covering. They're all just standing here. This is very... Oh, I just punched my microphone. If you look at the setup of JDG, they were not covering any information. And in the end, here, Rel just gets a clean jungle start. No contrition, no problem at all. And now, this Rumble pick, who is Flash and Ignite, right? Doesn't even know that this Rel is behind him. He doesn't know. There's no idea, no information. Kanavi's just doing his clear. He's taking it easy. And then Rel does golems. And he's still on Wolves. He still doesn't know. No information. And this Rumble is just stacking a wave. Zeus is thinning it out and he's trying to get level 2. And now the gank from behind comes. And you can't get away from this, especially because Owner played this really good. He demounted and he's coming into the gank with his W. Here he's just fucked. And now this Rumble pick that needs to snowball, right? And then they slam him. This is terrible for many, many reasons. I think if anything, you know, if 369 wanted to play this better, he should have walked on the wave, contested the wave. He should have just like fucking tried his best to fight on the wave, get level 3, and then maybe like overheat or something like this, you know. Is Tarek just unplayable? No, Tarek is garbage, bro. Tarek is absolutely terrible, mate. You wanna play Tarek against full range? You can't do that, mate. I don't think he can do that uncovering real. I disagree. So here, Kanavi wastes tempo to gank mid, which is some relief for Knight, of course. But here Faker goes onto Kanavi and he cues the bush first and then spots him and then he walks on him and denies Kanavi. He basically pulls the Raptors, resets them. Kanavi lost HP and now Bard is collapsing and Rel is collapsing. So now Kanavi is just completely fucked again, you know? He's completely fucked again. I think you're wrong uncovering real, so... Like, he's in the middle of the wave when he sees Rel. Like, how far do you want him to walk? Like I will just show it to you, like... On what planet do you think that he can escape through river and then go there? Like, how is that a play? Not talking there, then what are you talking about? So you want him to walk through here, and then you know exactly that he has to flash over this wall, then Owner can Q flash him. Like, if 369 walks like that, Owner won't be in range? What do you mean? It's like he's walking through an Aatrox? So he's walking through an Aatrox that has Q. And this guy, they know exactly when he has to flash. He has to flash here, right? And in that spot, Owner is gonna fucking Q flash him, hit him. Aatrox is gonna Q him. A level 2 Aatrox? What does it matter what level he is? He has Q. He can even skill W. Nah, I think you are smoking crack, mate. We continue. So, this is very big for the game. Like, Rumble's base is quite poor here. And you see that Aatrox has a turbo base. He doesn't have... He burned TP to come back to lane right. But looking at these items, these are some juicy lane items, right? This is really, really insane. Guys, don't be mean to him. Don't be rude to him. Like, what gives you guys the right to be rude to him? Like chill, guys. He has an opinion, like, it's okay. Like, Uncovering Real is one of the real homies on the stream. Like, he's here all the time, and he's engaged, and he has a lot of good opinions. Okay. So 369 is slow pushing out, right? But this item gap is monstrous, man. This is terrible in top. And I talked already about how important it is that they have a winning side, you know, because in the end, you know, this Rumble is like he's the one side that Vi should play through. Vi is behind because her tempo got fucked and she didn't get the Raptors or nothing, right? And then we have Rumble being behind, you know, like this lines up for Kanavi not reaching 6. And then you have a Bard roaming on the map and giving space to Orianna. You know, this wave condition is just terrible for 369. Because if Rel matches here, Vi can't do anything to break it. It's very, very hard. We had the solo kill here in the end. Like, 369 has nothing to do because his wave is like... it's like slow pushing into him, but 369 can flash here. I don't know why the fuck he doesn't. He got fucking smoked. He doesn't flash to deny the kill or nothing. And now the top is just over. And then 369 doubles down and he buys a fucking Oblivion Orb. He's buying a fucking Oblivion Orb. K-Rule, there's no way that's legit, no? Let's just pause for a moment. There's no way that's legit. Yo. Why am I typing here?
Okay, I've done my...
I'm calling Kato.
I did a tweet. Maybe someone can... Yo, chat, help me out there. Nemesis said you can stream at his place. Okay, I'll probably talk to Nemesis then. But is his setup... Is the thing is, the first thing I'm gonna ask him is, has his stream ever crashed ever even once?
Yo, Kato.
Oh, yo.
You want me to reach out to Sandbox?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to them. I'm gonna reach out to them. If I can't get through, then I'll ask for your help. I'm gonna...
Oh, you already know how to reach out to them?
Yeah, I think so. Joe said that he's gonna give me a contact to talk to them.
Okay. Well, that's fucked, man. I thought it was a meme, bro. People spamming me, getting evicted, man.
Oh, no. I get it. Like, I get it. Like, imagine being T1 and, like, all of their staff and, like, fans are around and I'm in their office actively cheering against them. Like, I get it.
Yeah. I guess everything is a little bit more extreme. But okay,
yeah,
if you
like gloating. It's also awkward for me, you know, if like if like they're winning and I'm cheering and the Weibo's winning and I'm here, it's like
okay. Bro, if you need backup, let me know. I know some people in Korea. You're gonna stream, you're gonna be good. This is no problem. So don't worry, yeah? And your rats don't have to worry either. Okay, all the best, Kedro, yeah?
Yeah, I'm not worried. Okay.
Let me know if you need anything. Peace.
Yeah, we'll do.
Alright. He's good. It makes sense to some degree, right? It makes sense to some degree, so I get that, you know? Like, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's just that probably, right? I think if you wanted to handle it different, if anything, this is something that could have been like predetermined, you know? It's like the spirit in Europe, for example, would like meme about it, you know? Like if it was G2, right? And Weibo, he was cheering for Weibo against G2, like they would make content out of it, you know? But I understand it completely why T1 does this. Like this is just like elevation, you know? This is elevation. Like everything is a lot more intense when it comes to like Korea. I think the same thing would be in China, right? So I think it makes sense, you know? Nevertheless, Oblivion Orb. This Rumble just committed to being useless for the rest of the game. Yo, Sigot, thank you very much. Novisak, thank you very much. But I'm always worried about reading Twitch names because some of them sound like slurs. But I'm assuming that Twitch is protecting me. All right. So here's Summoner Ignite and he bought Oblivion Orb. Like this shit's not gonna save him, bro. Like, if anything, bro, like you should get like a fucking cloth armor, a ruby crystal, and just hope he doesn't get dove, you know? This is, you already know, this was the only Rumble game and the last Rumble game. And now it's like Aatrox, he's going to go Hex Drinker, he has Serrated Dirk, he's completely having a good time. Knight is just using R to poke to like break through the lane to get some kind of sense of prio. This matchup, as mentioned, is very tough to play. This is very, very harsh. Should he have gone with TP? No, he should play the Ignite. But he just got fooked. And now Knight is on mid, can't play. He's getting fucked while Owner is invading. Owner is invading, taking his top side, denying Kanavi level 6. This game is already in the dumpster. No joke. Like, T1's early game, how they defended their bot side, how they took the top side, how they ganked top, Zeus solo killing 369, and then this invade timing on the top side to deny Kanavi level 6. It's fantastic. Fantastic, man. Like, T1 sequencing here is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Somehow Kanavi manages to reach 6 anyhow. So somehow we are gaming still. We are gaming. This is like the one opportunity where JDG need to find value. And Bard is gonna get 6 here, which of course changes things. And then Gumayushi here also has ult and 6. JDG commit all the way here, and Rumble hovers very late. It's your boy. Thank you very much for the 7 months. I appreciate you. And here they're all in the pit, you know? I think that most of the time, if you are doing the objective like this, I think this is an admission of like like very poor positioning, you know? A strong admission of you don't think that you can win this fight, actually. Crucial thing here, right, is that Bard gets insane value. You have the portal and so forth. It's like, as the final point, as I mentioned, like it's better if T1 like prepared for this somehow. But let's be honest, if someone could have predicted T1 and Weibo to be in the finals, you know, bless your soul, you are just the GOAT, and you should start a YouTube channel. Like, if you could predict Weibo and T1 to be the finalists, like T1, okay. T1, I'm sure a lot of people were very hopeful for T1. But Weibo being up there, bro, that's crazy. So yeah, we have the fat Bard ult, the Rumble ult, not getting enough value. Owner lining himself up off the Bard ult. They try to break through. Here, the E got cancelled on the damage, but they get the lethal in the end. And now T1 is just shooting fish in a barrel. They tried to fight back. They should have just flashed instantly because they didn't account for, of course, the Bard portal. And then the Q lands, Korea aims it, and this is a massive gold swing. Akali did get herald, so that's something, but it's very hard for them to be the aggressors on red side. They didn't flash earlier because they wanted the enemy to force it, and they didn't consider Bard E, you know? Weibo Gaming had a 5-game series with LNG and never lost to JDG. You guys smoke too much narratives. Well, mate, I don't think... I think people that watch the game... I think it's kind of the opposite, because I think you smoked the narratives and it turned out the narratives were some good kush this time around. But I think that to claim that JDG it was the better team coming out of Korea was, I mean, out of LPL, it was the correct assessment to make. Let's be honest. Just because Weibo beat them in a best of 3 didn't change that assessment. And sometimes it's like Weibo could have been eliminated earlier in the tournament. They could have been, but they weren't. And then when not enough time, you know, juicy. I don't think Faker had the strong summer playoffs. Like, I think that both BDD and Chovy outperformed him in playoffs. He had like good Nico games, and I think a couple of fine Azir games, but other than that, I didn't think the Faker looked so strong in summer playoffs. Faker definitely scaled in real life. This kill was good, gave them some breathing room, but they need a lot more breathing room. Like they need straight up like oxygen tanks to find space in this one. It's like I really loved how Zeus always found like the right pockets to play in. Really found the right pockets to play in, played on TP super well. This is a very good fight window for T1. And then you have the Q smite here from Owner. Like Owner, probably like when it comes to fighting and his smite ability, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This was as well super greedy because Owner has Mythic here and they're fighting, chasing after him. Akali already TP top. They really wanted this kill and, you know, Faker could easily play this. Like Faker on Orianna was mechanically so fucking crisp, man. But the way he spaced in the fights with the Luden's move speed, it was absolutely beautiful. The rest of this is just us jerking off to what T1 did in this game because it was magnificent. Magnificent. Yo, Hensel 420, thank you very much. Thank you for the 5 gifts and subs. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you kindly. I really appreciate the support, guys. You know, this year was very stressful to make like ends meet, you know, because you never know with content, you know. Maybe like people just have no interest in watching you, and you know, it's like when you guys move the needle, you know, in the direction of things being livable. I appreciate that super much, man. Stuhlberry, I appreciate you. Thank you for the prime. You know, the issue for 369 is like that when you fall behind with Rumble, you have nothing. You have nothing. You cannot. Every wave you have to walk on. Every wave you have to walk on. Every wave you're gonna get murdered on. That is just the trouble that you find yourself in, you know? Plain and simple. Fathom, thank you very much for the prime. I appreciate you. Yeah, Jhin in games like these is low-key strong, you know? He's just a strong laner. Gumayushi is a fantastic Jhin. And then it's like you have the DPS output from Aatrox and Orianna, you know? Do you have a preference for Aatrox builds? I think the way Zeus has awareness over space allows him to play like the squishier build, you know? Like he does so much more damage with this one, but he's very fragile. I think against Vi it can be dangerous to play this Aatrox build because it's very easy to isolate Aatrox. And that's like, you know, huge. Very huge. Thank you very much for the prime. Here just defending Faker. You know, this is a beautiful defense because the enemy is committing 3-man, you're defending with 2, you're progressing the game on the other side of the map. It's like, this type of macro split is beautiful. This is a really good showcase of how crucial information is, you know? It's like your information here, depending on what is available to you, I think is crucial, you know? Here the fact that they know that the enemy is committing into bot side, they have full information on top side, they know that they can protect the dive as 2 with Bard ult. Like, it's beautiful gameplay. Like, they're accomplishing everything and defending the cross map with less people. This is a great Jhin game because it's just a strong laner. I did the call out in game 2. Like, I did the call out during the draft, and it looked like a very good Jhin spot, honestly, for both teams. For both teams. I think Knight was very important against LNG, against KT, you know. How do you feel Korea played around side lanes this series? I think that when he was on Bard, he was very loosey-goosey, you know. Like, when he was playing Bard, he was everywhere. Like Bard was just everywhere. I think that if you are ahead on Bard, the map control that you have and the pressure you have on side due to your champion borderline having like a global ability, you know, in terms of how it works is really insane. What do you think about Gumayusi's level today compared to Ruler? Like, Gumayusi played a fucking fantastic series, but I can't fault Ruler for anything today as well, you know. I think Ruler was the best performer on JDG, you know. But it goes to say, you know, you bring back the conversation of what Gumayusi said in terms of eggs. Yeah, Faker definitely is the best performing mid laner at this tournament. There's no conversation about it. All right, so T1, like this, what Zeus does, you know, he always prepares every Drake through his own lens. He's always in these pockets, man. Always in these pockets. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. They put the Herald on mid, and here Bard is making sure that Alistar gets marked. Like, look at T1's space understanding. You also always said that you didn't like Korea on roaming supports. No, I didn't like Korea on supports that need to connect with jungle. Like, when he's playing Bard, it's not that often that you see him connect. Like, for example, that kill we saw on Rumble top, that was like they are not connected. Like, Korea is doing his own thing, right? It's like here they look for the dive, right? But like the kill on top where they killed Rumble, he was in isolation. He was bot. He was in isolation. You know, they are not. For me, the point more is when you play like melee support and a jungler, you need to be on the same screen together and like rock and roll. You know, you need to rock and roll. What do you think of the downfall of JDG? I think like we're breaking it down right now. I think JDG still had some very good moments, you know. Like this was psycho. I don't know if Ruler misclicked. It looks like I don't know, he's just clicking after. Like, to some degree, like looking at what happened here, it kind of makes sense because the enemy is split off, right? The enemy is split off and you want to look to engage because they can't walk like that if Bard and Zeus are on this angle. Because look at T1's players, right? It's like Orianna's here, Owner's here, Gumayusi is here, right? So it's like, I don't know if this is entirely like a misclick because it's like, it's one of those things, it's like we should fucking look to fight them here because the enemy is very split, you know? The enemy is very split, you know? Very split. And you see here the let's say flaw of the Aatrox build. The flaw of the Aatrox build is that he's very paperish, you know? Don't you think Kanavi and 369 would have followed sooner if this had been intentional? Like, we can sit here and talk about it being intentional or not, you know, for a long time. I'm just looking at what the decision is, you know? So here, like, the Orianna ult is so fucking juicy off of the back of Owner spells. Very, very juicy, you know? He gets so much value, and then, you know, the enemy has no tools to pressure Faker. And here Faker can just run the region, right? He kills Ruler here on the back end. Ruler doesn't even flash. He just dies. And these guys can't find lethal on the backline here. Missing uses combo when Knight is on his way to exit. And then look at Faker's spacing here, man. Look at Faker's spacing. Oi, oi, oi. He doesn't let himself get comboed. He doesn't let himself get E'd. Like, Alistar is just getting kited like a dog, man. We continue. These replays go on for so long. Now, economically and financially, JDG are just too destroyed. The enemy is buying magic resistance. Rumble, Akali need Void to be useful, and that's so far away. And then there's no Navori, nothing. So this game is just plain and simple, it's just lost. There's nothing to be done. There's nothing to be done. This was also like sad, but you see the interaction of what Bard has as potential in terms of defenses, you know? If he just ults the Jhin, would have been better. And it wouldn't have. It would have been like. It would have been better. So people are asking, is like, what happened? Why are range supports played? I think that in the exploration for counters against Xayah and Kai'Sa and Renata, I think all of the range supports managed to show up again. Rakan is a champion that got banned often. Xayah Rakan was a crucial combo, right? And Kalista Renata was a crucial one. But everything was based off of that fact, right? Jhin got pushed out of the ult. Yeah, but you can't place the ult, so it doesn't matter, right? Like that's my point, you know? Like here, it doesn't matter. Doesn't Lucian Nami make sense here too? I think there's games where Lucian Nami could be played, yeah. Like I was saying, even this game, right? I was saying this game, if red side picks Aphelios on 4, I think that T1 could have gone Lucian Nami. I mentioned this on the co-stream. But Lucian Nami has tanked a lot of nerfs. A lot of nerfs. Like, not as individual champions, but the combo has taken nerfs, you know? In terms of the interactions with the passives and a bunch of runes as well, you know? Here as well, it's like Rumble gets like the best possible ult he can get, right? But it's like Owner is already ulting, he's healing, like look at how much little damage they do, you know? And then it's like they try to cross over, chase into Zeus, and look at that Orianna ult, man. Faker is just... The mid laner closest to completing a golden road is G2 Caps. The thing is, T1 2015 was 1 game away. And let's not take things away from JDG in terms of what they accomplished. They managed to win the hardest brackets. Like they won the hardest version of MSI ever. They won LPL twice, which is very difficult too. Right? You can say what you want, LCK versus LPL. I still think like winning LPL is insanely difficult, you know? And I think everything lined up super well here for T1. They managed to... It's like... I don't wanna go so far to say that the meta suited T1, because I think if T1 wasn't at this tournament, no one would have played this. So there's that, you know? Like if T1 wasn't here, then everyone would just play Kai'Sa Xayah and they would play Aphelios and maybe Jinx, you know? So there's that, you know? And let's take a look at game 2. So JDG bounce back. How do they do it? They pick Orianna. Rumble, Poppy, Akali ban. I think this Akali ban is strange. I don't like it. I think that T1 will always prioritize Azir over Akali. But I think a part of this Akali ban is to line up top 2 because, of course, Zeus also played the top, but we haven't seen it a single time, so I don't think it matters. T1 ban Rakan, Nico, Jarvan, and here they just picked their poison, right? They picked, are we playing against Orianna or are we playing against Jarvan? That was their choice. As long as Azir was in the picture, I think the draft idea from T1 is very clever, because if you look at it, right? If JDG ban Azir, then they will respond with Orianna ban. And then Jarvan won't get value against what Faker wants to play, which is Akali and Sylas. And those champions are very good against Jarvan. But here they banned Akali, so they ban Jarvan, and they're gonna play against Orianna with Azir. Do you think Poppy was worth permabanning on JDG's side? I think Poppy sets up Rakan, Jarvan, and Kalista. What was weird in this game is that they banned Poppy and then Kalista themselves. I don't know if they were afraid of like Draven or something. I don't know why they banned Kalista themselves here. I think this was a miss. Kalista first pick for T1 OP, no? Well, then they get Orianna, right? Then they get Orianna and they get something. Let's say they ban Rumble here. And then the enemy first picks Orianna, you get Kalista. And then you like trade Orianna, Kalista, and then you play it by ear, you know? And then you have Ashe, Poppy out. But then the enemy goes Varus, and then maybe you're in trouble, you know? Like maybe enemy first picks Orianna, Yuga, Kalista, Rumble. Like Kalista, Rumble, 1-2, as an example. Let's say you line that up, and then enemy goes Varus, and you have to play it, you know? But I think that JDG first game draft is just not the strongest. Like at the time, I thought that this is like playable, and this is good. But I think that the early game is tough. And being so weak in early game is too important at this tournament. I did say on the co stream, like the draft is looking good. I had higher hopes of the Rumble, you know? Okay, so T1 go Caitlyn Ashe. They just slam their full bot lane and then Kalista gets picked. And I was worried here, you know, picking Kalista into Ashe Caitlyn is very different from picking Kalista in the previous spot. Okay? And they pick Vi. So Vi is the go-to jungler for JDG. They pick Vi. Now here you can argue that they should pick Rel too. I think it's also like something that could be done, right? But if Vi has a good game, Vi has a good game, you know. But this particular game, keep in mind Vi got a lot of kills. So she was very, very strong, stronger than she usually is, you know. So Azir gets locked in naturally. Nautilus, Blitzcrank get banned because those are good pairings with Kalista against Caitlyn Ashe. Like people want to talk down the melee supports, but keep in mind there's a lot of melee supports that are getting banned in these games, you know. A lot of melee supports are getting banned. So Maokai gets locked in because Red is out. Here maybe like, I think they pick Maokai because they think it's a better pairing with Caitlyn Ashe than Sejuani. And they think that their Aatrox on 5 is not going to be good together with Maokai as an angle, you know. And then K'Sante and Senna. And then Aatrox gets picked on 5. I didn't think that this is a good Senna game. Senna, I think that it works very well against champions that have lower range than her. But I think the beauty of this game for JDG is that they managed to stabilize bot somehow. I think it was crazy that Kalista and Senna didn't bleed more. I don't think Senna is fine at all against Caitlyn Ashe. I'm gonna be honest. They outrange you and they fuck you up. It's very miserable to play Senna in lanes where she's weaker. Very miserable. Let's take a look at the details of the game. Yeah, well, that's the issue, right? It's like there's no other champion that works, but that's just because of Kalista. Being Kalista against Caitlyn Ashe, that's just what you are, right? That's why T1 banned actually Nautilus Blitzcrank, because they can, you know, break it down, you know? But Senna is a miserable champion she's behind. There are champions that function a little bit better. Like, it's tough, you know? Like he managed to be super useful this game, but I think that's because JDG managed to really like they managed to survive bot. They managed to survive bot when I really thought they shouldn't be able to. So let's take a look at this game. So T1 devised a strategy to invade level 1. Ashe is really strong with Hail of Blades and Volley, really OP level 1 champ. And of course Vi is not super strong. She doesn't have good burst on camps, doesn't have a strong spell either. She started Q this game. Orianna, Azir, I think Orianna is stronger. And then here we also had both top laners committing. Like 369 is committing here with Ghost. And maybe in a world where 369, you know, like it's just ghosts and kites. I think this is a good example of why Senna could be miserable. Obviously, this is level 1. Like Senna having a hard time trading blows with, of course, Caitlyn Ashe. Like that's the key thing for me. I think here, Gumayushi posturing forward is really insane. Yeah, I understand that I'm covering real, but if you are going to misinterpret me, then of course, then it is what it is, you know. I'm not gonna waste time explaining what I meant. It's just, it's like, if you're playing Senna and when you walk to auto or do anything on the enemy, they can fuck you up. Like before you reach, it's just not that great of a Senna angle. Here, I think what could have been done right, I think that they should have, like, it's very sad that Knight's Q is not timed with the Raptor spawn. Because if they can pull the Raptors and they can contest the aggro, would have been better, you know? And then here, Owner finally, he gets level 2, and then he turns around. I think that he could have W'd Kanavi already, you know? Like, I'm covering really wasting so much of my time arguing like semantics, you know? I'm saying Senna is weak against Caitlyn Ashe, and then you are trying to decipher like how bad I mean it is. Like, I don't know. Fantastic start for T1. Like here, Knight lost potions, Flash. This is a disastrous outcome because T1's bot lane also have flashes still. Faker tries to re-enter, and really big, you know. Kalista gets a long sword, but her being late on the lane and getting no XP is already like a big pain point. So I think Missing here, it seems like Missing is not aware of that ward, right? The way he plays it. We continue. So yeah, I thought Owner kind of griefed here. I think Owner should have slammed his balls deeper into the red, you know? Like here, I think Owner should just commit all the way. He has all information, full wards. I don't think that Kanavi can do anything to him. Like, I think that he should just commit here and look to burst it. I don't know why he's pulling it. And then he misses the smite. You know, this was one of the, like, a blunder from Owner in this BO5. I think he should have committed here all the way. He has full info on bot, full info on mid. He wins. He has Ruby Crystal advantage. He wins against Kanavi here. Like, I think that Owner can just commit here. Yeah, I think Gumavaros is definitely the best one in the world, yeah. Here I'm just looking at the situation because Vi is on vision, clearing the Raptors, and they're aware of it. And like people complaining about the Maokai, but I don't think that. I think that usually the way I viewed it was that Kanavi finds these timings better than Owner, but Owner did a very good job this game, you know. Like Owner did a very good job. Like this timing here, being on the bot wave, is super crucial. Ruler felt safe because of his W, and he's on the bot wave. Ruler fucks up his cleanse, but the tenacity pushes him off, and then the flash into kill. I think this was... I wonder now, like looking at this in hindsight, maybe they should just let this go and accept the win, you know? Just accept the win, and that's it, you know? I wasn't it like Owner could just W him here, no? And then that's it. I think that would have just been GG. It looks like Owner doesn't want to go. Oh, W is on cooldown, you're right. He W'd the crab. Oh, you're right. W's on cooldown. Damn. Okay, just W the crab. And Kanavi gets just a fucking double kill off this. I think if Korea here, bro, Korea, like it's a very hard thing to do. It's insanely hard. Like it's so hard to barrier like perfectly here. So I don't blame him for it. It's insanely difficult. But the W used on Crab and the W being slow, Kanavi getting 2 kills is pretty fucking massive. Like Vi getting ahead of the curve, getting Divine Sunderer. She's kind of in that Wukong category, you know? Later on, if I remember correctly, like Kanavi is showing top. Like, this was so strange. Like Kanavi was showing so much top. Like he's showing so much top, and if I'm playing Caitlyn Ashe against Kalista and Senna, I'm so happy here, man. You know, it's like here there's no sums on Kalista. They can stack waves, they can harass them under the turret, and they can keep the freeze. You know, they're setting up for that gank. You know, Ruler not reacting. Like he sees owner now, he's backing off, and it was so on the edge, and I was so impressed here by JDG how they managed to actually like survive, you know. It was really impressive. They managed to chunk owner here and buy some HP while owner is trying to exude so much pressure. But somehow Kalista and Senna, with everything that has gone down, are just even, you know. I guess this was crazy. Now Vi is crossing into both sides so that Kalista and Senna can crash the wave. And this is where like the trading looks a bit sussier from T1. I think that they take a pretty bad trade here, if I remember correctly. Like Kumayushi is just kind of eating shit for free. Let me see, it maybe happens now. There we go. Some good chunk. Zeus, every time they panned over to Zeus, man, he was having a good time. Until he gets dove, of course. So Kalista base timer was a little bit better here in tune for the Drake. Senna's opening on mid. She is sharing XP mid to try to get 6, and now she's just 1 minion away. T1 get Drake. Nothing too crazy here. Zeus is special, man. Zeus is special. Every year, split, whatever, somebody says that every single million is better than Faker, and Faker washed. Look at him, cut the bullshit, he's the fucking GOAT. Thing is, you know, many things can be true at the same time. It can be true that he's the GOAT. It can be true that he has a bad split. And it can be true that he's the best mid lane at this tournament. Many things can be true at the same time. And that's okay. What's up, Davey? Oof. Zeus with the cheeky cancellation. I love shit like this, man. I love shit like this. Zeus now TP is coming off cooldown. He's going to eventually buy a Duskblade. Yeah, once again, Kanavi showed on top side, you know. This was always strange to me. It's like, he's buying Divine, does Gromp here, shows on the ward, and then goes towards Aatrox. I don't know what changed mindset-wise, but to let your bot be under such heavy siege. Bro, he said that BDD and Chovy looks better. Well, the thing is, like, why do people want to rewrite history? I think it really takes away from what T1 has accomplished at this tournament. Why do people want to take away from that? Like, BDD and Chovy looked better regionally. Like, we can go back someday and look at that, but they really did. Here, I think this was kind of a mistake here, because Azir is committing all the way to posture for a dive, but with that ward, I think that Azir just commit too far. And JDG are playing with information super well to walk under the turret and play on their summoners. Because here Azir walked so far that he can't really cross into mid and they get a clean Rift Herald situation. But I was surprised that Vi off of the base with Divine didn't open on bot side, you know, to look to break enemy bot. Because I think that could have been just crazy for the game, you know? Good flash from Kanavi, they can't fight that even though Kanavi is super strong. This here, I thought the series is over here. Really, I thought the series is over. Over. This TP here and the collapse that is happening, I thought that JDG is just done. But somehow they get out, man. Like, they get rooted by the Maokai ult, and here comes the fucking Aatrox demon. But look at Ruler's movement. Look at Ruler here. Look at this jump to dodge the fucking Aatrox. That jump there? Oh my lord. And then into the... oh. Wow. Somehow, Kesante is pushing top. They managed to get away with... murder, man. They got away with murder, raw skill, talent, stone cold, man. It's like they get 1 for 1. Kanavi dies, owner dies, and Kesante gets a push for free. And the key thing here was the investment of summoners, Kalista Flash, Senna Flash. You know, these things of course matter and add up. But this was mental, man. Let's take a look at this again, man. I don't know, this is just crazy to me. Wow. I was like, owner dies in the most weird way possible. Yeah, the ruler is the GOAT AD, man. I don't think anyone can take that away from him, man. Ruler is the GOAT AD, man. He just is. Gumayushi had a fucking crazy series today. He played fucking good. There was no AD gap, like both performed really insane today. Gumayushi just doesn't have that longevity, you know? And that longevity has to be valued in the conversation of GOAT AD, of course. Yeah, no summoners for JDG. Item-wise, they are trailing, and there's no Kesante base. They're just getting top turret, farming up, and Aatrox open on the Drake. This is a valuable Drake. You know, I think I like both decisions here from both sides. Here, I don't know if Knight has no E, no Q. I don't know why he doesn't ult off of this. Like, he definitely should annihilate this. I don't know. The crazy thing about the Shy, right? He had an insane 2019, I think. Like 2019, yeah, he was very, very good 2019. Like, I know that he had some games where he entered, but 2019 he was insane. 2018 is obvious. Everyone loves 2018, the Shy. This Yamato guy is actually good for us. Keep up the opposite prediction. True, true, true. Sucks that I'm gonna predict T1 to beat Weibo then. Nevertheless, JDG, the TP, like here, the sequencing, they use Orianna ult, Vi ult, so they cannot fight the Rift Herald, but they TP top to catch, and Orianna didn't get dove on the wave, and they managed to get turret, so JDG managed to generate a lot of gold. He generated a lot of gold, yeah? We continue. $369 Dade Award? No way. Dade Award is like Tarzan or Scout maybe. Like the LNG players. But it's like, this game, 369, completely fucking 1v9s. But we continue. Here 369 has no TP, so he's going to walk over to collapse. They're looking for the defense. And in this moment, T1 used a lot of tools, but they have full information on 369 as they push forward. This is where I believe Kanavi loses his mind and queues forward. No idea what Kanavi did in some of these moments, bro. Like, this is some Tarzan gameplays. This is Tarzan gameplay right here, man. I'm not gonna lie, I think this is a mid lane meta where it's very hard to be useful. I think it's very difficult to be useful in this mid lane meta. I think everything is about top, everything is about bot. And I think that when you have Orianna or Nico, you can be very impactful. And then after that, it really like depends on the player. Really, really depends on the player, you know? We've had some Silas games that are cool. We've had Faker on Azir. Wow, mind-blowing, man. Mind-blowing, you know? But after that, it's like, it's very hard to be impactful. Very difficult to be impactful. It's like, after that, the champions that are in your pocket come out to play, you know? Owner is so smooth, man. Mechanically, Owner is amazing. I don't think I don't think any JDG player deserves the Dade Award. I really don't think so. This was, I think here even, you know, like I mentioned before the TP situation, I think here T1 is super winning, man. I think T1 is super winning here. Like, their position is much better. Impossible for them to cross here. They really shut down the top side, you know? It's like, I was surprised when people had issue with the Maokai pick, because I think that was like revisionist, you know? I think Maokai did a very good job this game. He kept very busy. It was like the fight on mid, and like he had some deaths that were just fights. And then in this moment, the idea to go on Kanavi, you know, I think is just not good enough, you know? I think they need to invite the enemy to enter a little bit deeper here, you know? It's also very close. It's just the Kanavi here has mercs, so he manages to flash together with the Mao, and now you see that this choke point goes in reverse, you know? This choke point goes in reverse. Now these guys are crossing a choke, when in reality JDG should have been the ones crossing the choke, you know? And this was super close still. Like if Kanavi dies, you have an Aatrox reset, and he gets dust played, and doesn't die, you know? It's completely game changing, you know? I think you should invite the enemy more to come, because your position is so good there. Your position is beautiful. But now it's like, all things considered, now Senna and Kalista are very strong. Now Senna has value, like Senna has souls. She has like 70 souls. Isn't amazing for 70 minutes, but if you get to this point with Senna, you're very happy. She provides a lot of value. Now somehow Kalista Senna, they are valuable, and they managed to survive a very important lane phase where 369 had a lot of space from Kanavi to grow, you know? But this fight here was also so crucial. Like T1 could have been in a position where they have third Drake here, and they could have been up 2-0 in this series. Really. Continue. V69 on the TP. This is also a point where like Vi is so strong, you know? Like Vi has 2 core, they managed to chunk, and Gumayushi just here, they overposition, you know? It's like here Gumayushi and also Owner, they are looking for something. Like this engage is way too desperate, you know? It's like here Gumayushi walks forward, I don't know where he's going, you know? Like this is just a bad position, you know? I don't think 369 was that terrible today. I think that people are exaggerating that, you know? Like this game, he was an absolute menace, you know? Like this game, he was really insane. Really like the commitment here from JDG, even though the jungler's out, they have Rend. Here, Missing is very lucky. He crits Keria as he tries to walk in to volley. He gets a little crit there. And Ruler manages to survive. And now the game is very favored for JDG, of course. JDG commit to the slow burn. They stack waves. 2 cannons on the bot wave. After 25 minutes every wave. The thing is, it's like game 1 wasn't even that harshly on 369. Like his Oblivion Orb purchase was disgusting. Him getting solo killed. But it's like, as a team, to not be ready for Rel to split map and him getting ganked, that is like a really big blunder as a team. But do you blame 369 only for that? Sure, 369 should know. Like if Rel late invades and takes your camps, I'm fucked. He should know, yeah. But this is like, that just completely destroyed the game, you know? I don't think 369 was overhyped. Yeah, in the first game you got fucked by the conditions, you know? I think that you can't... You can't look at, wow, he's playing Aatrox, he can't kill Varus, and see that as your conclusion to rate a player. I don't know why people insist on revising history or not think about history, you know? It's a bit it's a bit sad. A guy said coming into the tournament that like Bin, 369, Zeus, and I thought those three were the best top laners for me, right? Those three were my best top laners coming into the tournament. Then after that I had Zika. I didn't have Deshai in that conversation at all, but Deshai is playing fantastic. He had a pretty, you know, rough summer or rough couple of years even, where he can like solo lose the game for his team. But Deshai is playing fantastic. Are we gonna like change history now because Decisive is playing really good at this tournament, you know? I think that's boring, you know? I think that's really boring. That's why I fight against it, you know? Like we're saying that 369 plays bad, and then we are currently watching like a fantastic performance from him, you know? A really good performance. And he had really good games throughout the tournament. Like his Aatrox gameplay, Kisante, like he has really good games. He plays a very specific role for his team, you know? Here walking into this fight, Orianna has Death Cap. She doesn't need any magic, like any void stuff this game, because the enemy is very squishy. Very crucial here, Caitlyn has the stopwatch, but here Kanavi finding this angle on Faker is really beautiful. It's a very nice angle. He does it strictly out of fog and they one shot, and it's a very nice one. Here Kanavi just needs to queue backwards instead of forward, and it would have been better. Like Kanavi understanding of his ranges was quite poor, you know? A 369 really played this fight well. Very hard to maneuver the fights, I think, for Kalista, but Ruler made it happen. He was so useful and stayed out of the range of influence of Kate, and he was a meat grinder, you know? Okay. They couldn't end here, there was one more fight. But not even a fight. It's like JDG just understood that we could just stack the waves and siege. They took all of the time in the world, right? Because there's two inhibs and they have cannons on bot. And then here Aatrox tries to find like an angle to engage, you know? What do you think of Cannon of Aatrox in this game? Yeah, enemy can buy magic resistance at wholesale and just win the game automatically. Outskilled on mercs, that's what we call it. Like for me, like if you want me to give like player ratings, it would be like something like this. Let's see. Like if I would do like player ratings, like spontaneous player ratings, it's like we have Zeus. I think Zeus was a fucking 10 for me, man. I think Zeus was crazy. I think Owner, he has like a fucking solid 9.5, bro. Like close to fucking perfection, man. Faker, man. Faker was a fucking 10, man. Fucking Gumayushi, 9.5, bro. Fucking Korea, 10. Ruler, 9. Knight, Kanavi, 5. 369, 8. Missing, like an 8. Honestly, probably 7. That's more fair. I forgot the Stalia game. Stalia game was atrocious. If you force me to pick a number, then it's 6, yeah? If you force me to. The thing is like the differences that we saw is like this is the squeezing, right? This is the squeezing that we saw.
Battle cruiser.
Thank you, Christiani. Thank you. Alright, just a slow ending here. Aatrox tried to find the pocket, but Ruler kited back. Yeah, it's like T1 played really insane today. How would you rate Kanavi if Game 4 didn't exist? The thing is, I think Kanavi made mistakes this game too. I think that Kanavi made mistakes in the Wukong game too. I didn't think that, like, I think game 1 was a bad Kanavi game. You guys remember that one, right? That we just reviewed. Kanavi didn't have this game too, right? He got kills on both sides. And then the game he played Wukong, he's losing flash left and right all the time. All the time. Like, Kanavi had a very rough series. That's why he's getting a 5 straight up, because like, I didn't think he performed good. You know, he was edging into that Tarzan space, and I viewed Kanavi as the guy who has the ceiling of best jungler in the world, right? But Owner slammed him against the wall, you know. Scout Kanavi Tarzan initials spell SKT. That's why I said he was bordering into there, you know. Alright, let's take a look at game 3, guys. So, T1, they do the first pick Kalista. In this spot, Ashe is open, so it changes the dynamic a little bit, right? And also Orianna's out, so it changes the whole dynamic. They go Varus Ashe. Rel Azir gets locked in. Rel is such a crucial pick. Really crucial pick for the boy, you know? And then Azir. They just straight up pick Azir. It's like, teams don't have room to ban Orianna, Nico, Azir. When he just has to blind on blue side, he just slams Azir. Wukong gets picked on 3, which is like, honestly, I don't think it's a crazy good pick here. I think it's like, you're picking Wukong into Azir, Rel, and nothing else showing. I don't think it's super good. in my mind here, I think that they should have looked for another, just a mage. I'm surprised that we didn't get to see a Syndra all tournament long tonight. Why don't you just look to play a little Syndra here with Rel showing, Kalista showing? I think these champions are just a little bit better into Kalista Rel, you know. And then, like, let's say you have Syndra and you play like Sejuani, Renekton, something like this, you know. I think that I am a big fan of Wukong, but don't get me wrong, it's like you're playing Wukong against Rel and your bot lane is Varus Ashe. I don't like the Syndra blind, but bro, they're showing Azir. It's not blind. It's not like he's planning to lane against Rel. It's more about the fact that Rel exists and Syndra can deny Rel pretty well, you know? You're not picking Syndra mid because you know what jungler is. Like, what jungler can they pick that is going to be really good, you know? Isn't Sylas good here? Sylas against Kalista Rel doesn't feel that great, you know? So, fair, Syndra has been completely garbage this tournament. You know? Syndra has definitely been really, really garbage this tournament. And let's be honest, if T1 pick Rel, this champion is not going anywhere else. Rel is going jungle. There's not a chance in a million years that at this tournament that fucking he's going to play Rel bot. Let's be honest. Either way, Wukong gets picked, fine. It's not that terrible, it's fine. You get to Divine Sundra, you're gonna pop off. Your champion is super useful, you know? So Pyke Bard, Akali K'Sante, they just ban Akali from mid, and then K'Sante, they want to remove Wukong Akali pairing. Talia gets locked in. So Talia matches a little bit the pace of Varus Ashe. She has setup for her. The purpose of the Talia lock-in here is that it's good against Kalista, good against Rel, fine against Azir because you can put down your rocks. And that's fine, you know? He picks Talia. I think Talia is okay-ish here, you know? Why Pyke ban though? Pyke is something that Korea has played a lot in the past. I think probably if you go Wukong, probably you just want to just remove Renata, you know? I think that's the better way, because Renata gets value here against Renekton and then Wukong. So I think Renata ban is definitely better. Because at least Wukong, Varus, these are champions that can do shit against Pyke, you know? Like, Pyke is a very dangerous pick to play. So Aatrox, Renata. Here Renekton is strictly picked for the synergy with Talia, and it's also picked for lane. It's like some people are calling that Ornn should have been picked here, but then you're playing like Ornn, Wukong, Talia, like your top side is so fucking weak, man. You are so weak. I don't think Renekton is an ego pick. Renekton has been an answer into Aatrox for a very long time, guys, and it's definitely like winning. Renekton is a pick that's winning. I know that people look at win ratios and say Renekton is trash, but it's like picking Renekton here in this spot is perfectly fine. Like, people want to pick Ornn here, but Ornn, laning Ornn against Aatrox is not comfortable. It's not easy. How about Graves? The thing is, like, Graves here, I think that Wukong being the only dude to create space is tough. So that's why, like, Graves is a little bit weaker here, you know? The cool thing here about JDG, right, is when I was watching it co-stream, I was thinking that they should pick Varus or Ashe and then Rel, you know? Oops. I wanted to check how many messages. It's like I can like guess by the message that people write how many messages they've written in the chat. 369 has limited champion pool. I think that he has a pretty fair champion pool in comparison to everyone else. But compared to Zeus, yeah, every top lane has a small champion pool in comparison to Zeus. So my point I wanted to make was, if you go, they have to pick Varus and Ashe together because enemy can play Kalista support. So enemy can go Kalista Varus, Kalista Ashe, they can do any combination of it and they were afraid of it. But being able to pick Rel here is super important, in my mind. You know, like picking Rel away is crucial. Like Rel is so important. Why doesn't Knight ever play Azir? He just doesn't play Azir. Not sure why. Just never played Azir in his career ever. It's just interesting, you know, that I think even though LNG got smoked, they saw the evolutions, you know? Like, even though LNG got smoked, like, they had a good idea here, you know? Of removing the homie off of his champs. Poppy got blinded here. Like, this is not a great Poppy game. It's just that he completely smurfed anyway, you know? Anyhow, let's take a look at this game. So it's like you're playing Wukong. In this game, there was a fight here. I think that this was strange. Like I thought here what happened was so crazy. Like here, I like the fact that they are posturing for this. They are way stronger level 1, Knight committing. I thought here Knight's pathing was mental. I think what Knight was doing here was absolutely crazy. What the fuck is Knight doing here? But he gets out unscathed, no problem, and they just give it up. Azir is too weak, and Ashe and Varus with Halo Blades are just way too OP, and they managed to get the smite. I think that they leashed the Raptors. Like here, usually what you want to do with T1 side is that you should expect this 100%, and then you should play for your own Raptors. Play for your own Raptors. Kill the Raptors, get level 2, and then contest and see if you can do something. Or the enemy takes your red and you're happy and your bot then crosses into bot and you take your Raptors same time. But T1 didn't play this so well. Okay. There's no pressure on bottom side, but the key thing here for JDG is the fact that there's no jungler on bottom side. It's less about Wukong being bot, more about the fact that the enemy has no jungle bot. But T1's bot lane here, they missed the 3 melees. Right? They missed the 3 melees. So they're going to be able to dive just because the enemy team is like Gumayushi and Korea are not going to be level 2 here. Okay? So they're not level 2 here, and usually how you want to play this is that missing tanks, and then they hit Gumayushi and they just auto him to death and they just kill him. That's the play. Plain and simple. Just auto him, Halo Blades, kill him, flash out, or trade 1 for 1, right? But here, Ruler, sus tanking, he flashes out, and then missing, for some reason, autos Korea here. What's missing doing here, man? Eesh. No one's emoting, guys. People are emoting, they are emoting because they got first blood. Like, they are not being disrespectful, it's fucking, they are emoting because of first blood. He just didn't flash and he ulted Korea. That's a mistake. But otherwise, this would have been so crucial, right? So Korea got 2 kills here. He bought the fucking Giants belt, you know? Alright, so Gumayushi is in trouble. Big trouble. Wave is frozen, Wukong is still into bottom side, but here this is where you make choices, right? This is a very tough choice to make as a Wukong player. Because should you be clearing your camps, or should you fucking play for bottom side in the freeze? That's why it's like, they are not on even footing in terms of what they want to represent, so to speak, you know? Here Kanavi has to choose, should he eat food, or should he starve himself for the homies? And that's why I don't like Wukong with this pairing, you know? I really don't like the pairing here with Wukong in this bot lane, you know? Yeah, they're in big trouble. Kanavi dodging the ward, they know the vision, you know. Yeah, Zakaria, he can't die here, you know, he's the tankiest motherfucker on the block. And now Kanavi wasted a lot of time because T1 just respected. They respected this entire time and then waited for Honor to retake. So, like, really well played here by T1. A really good showing here from Honor to just come back into the bottom side and making sure that they can crash, you know. But it took him some time to show up, you know. I'm going to watch this. Good condition on mid, good condition on bot on the crash. So T1 secure Drake, which is super cool. But Kanavi is very happy. This is a very minor detail, but it really matters that the crab spawns on top. Because if the crab spawns here, then Honor is super far ahead. But he gets fucking the crab on top side. And then he invades, secures the Grumpy, and this is very convenient for Wukong, of course. Very convenient. My concern about this game, and we had the conversation on co-stream, Dom had to take that red side scales better, but I feel like always, like these value champs like Aatrox, Rel, Renata, they just create so much space in fights as time moves on. And JDG, I think that they need to win the fight before the fight starts, you know, which was the case in a lot of cases, you know. They definitely like poked enough where they fucked them up, you know. And this was a beauty, but I think it just looked to me like an item gap here in terms of the value department. I didn't like this trade too much for 369 because I think 369's ultimate is more important for the Rift Herald than the top one, right? I really think that this is not like a super good trade, but I think this was where Zeus, his Tabi just outvalues the whip, I think. And yeah, Zeus with his spacing, like look at Zeus spacing, by the way. Oi, 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 oi. Yeah, the key thing, right, is after Orna took the Drake, he didn't get that crab, as I talked about, right? Don't think Renekton needs to flash there, he has to flash. He has to flash. If he gets queued there, then Zeus walks on him, and then he'll have to flash the next queue. So might as well save HP and save yourself from giving Zeus HP. Okay, so here, as I mentioned, imagine that crab spawned on bottom side. Like, Honor would be 6, and Kanavi wouldn't be 6. How crazy is crab? Seafood, man. The third crab in the game is so OP, man. That third crab is insanely broken. It's very hard. It's like, in 1v1, like here, if he just releases it, man. If he just releases it, he could have done so much damage, because this is the W empowered Q, you know? Like, if he just released it here, man, I think that he would have won, you know? I think that he could have just done so much here, man. I think no cleanse on Kalista is complete psychopath. Complete psychopath. Let's take a look at this fight, because the split screen is making me dizzy. So we have Owner level 5, Career level 6. Missing is taking XP off of mid. Let's take a look at how this fucking goes down. I think it looks to me like Faker kind of ran it down here, no? Like, he just fucking eat because he wants to dodge the W, and that's the only soldier he has. So he goes into the warm embrace of reggaeton. But the enemy has no lethal, he flashes out and R's out, and then fucking Renekton gets pulled back in because of W of Aatrox, the timing. Kanavi gets the lethal on Faker. Here, I don't know if Korea is saving ult for too long. Like, maybe Korea needs to bust his load. Like, he needs to just bust his load. What are you referencing to, Mephisto? What did you talk about in your... what are you referencing to? Yeah, I think Korea is just holding on to his load for too long, you know? Oh, second scuttle? Oh, okay. I call it the third scuttle. It's technically correct. Korea held ult this entire time, you know, and maybe he could have gotten value, you know? Korea gets the Herald, and this was all so goofy, man. This was insanely goofy, the situation. JDG had this game, no? Partially, yeah. I think that T1 was always in it because I think scaling-wise they have a lot to do. I think that Kanavi's flash is insanely crucial because T1 has a lot of abilities that deny the Wukong, you know? This was a very nice dive, plain and simple. But once again, it's like it gives breathing room to the Kalista Renata, which matters, of course. Rel then pushes forward and they threaten dive. And then, of course, JDG, they secure themselves with Talia Hover and they give up the Drake. But I would always trade this Drake for such a dive. Like, Aatrox is completely out of the game, you know? That's why it's like, when people, like, flame 369, I'm kind of, like, surprised, you know? It's like, 369 was playing, you know? I don't think that he was, like, a slouch, you know? It's like, Zeus was insane, you know? Zeus was insane on the own, you know, and found like lane advantages, and Zeus 369 didn't look so useful on Aatrox, but I think it's just across the board T1 had fantastic performances, you know? Like this game was... Yeah, it's like JDG had a okay series. I think the biggest underperformer was Kanavi. For sure, Kanavi like really made... Like, Kanavi kind of ruined the hype of the series in some shape or form. Because you kind of hope that... the game played out in an honest way, rather than the Belveth, you know? I think yeah, 369 could have played this better for sure. Like, I don't know if he doesn't have E. I don't know what this. I don't know what's going on here. If he doesn't have E, like he doesn't play this at all. I'm not sure here. The way he used Q as well, unempowered. You know, I think that. I don't know what happened. You know, like the wave is completely. Oh, here he is. Oh. Well, this is just troll. Really good timing here, knowing that Renekton doesn't have ult. I completely disagree. I think Knight was the one who underperformed the most. Okay, well, you do you, mate. I don't think there's anything to do. This circumstance is not that bad, all things considered, for JDG. They managed to trade 1-for-1. They have the pressure on bot. Kalista can't breathe. She has no heal. Traded it for Varus Ashult, it seems. Like, this is a pretty decent trade for JDG, I'd say, gold-wise. This was complete psycho. I really didn't like this type of play. Kanavi burns his flash. This turret is gonna fall eventually. This turret is plain and simple gonna fall. and they are burning their own flash. I don't like it. Not a big fan. I think this is terrible. I think this turret is eventually gonna fall, and the fact that 369 stepped from top into mid and gave up a situation on top, it's like Aatrox gets to base on Duskblade here, while Renekton could have just laned into him and played on top side, and it could have been much better. But he just hovered into mid because his teammates commit into bot, and I think this is terrible. Very bad sequence here, I think, from JDG. I really didn't like this. I really didn't like this. I think that this is a very bad play from Kanavi. We continue. I believe this Drake fight is very important. It's like Kanavi walking into it with no flash, I think matters a lot. It's like here, fighting-wise, T1 can be very competitive. This is Owner's moment. Like JDG, I thought that JDG are fucking crazy that Missing and Ruler gets to cross this point. Like I thought this was mental. Like look at Ruler here and Missing. I thought that they are psycho. Like look at the Aze position, look at Owner position. Ruler and Missing just fucking walk past here, bro. Like like this looks mental to me. Look at where 369 is. Look where Knight is. How are they walking? How are they walking here, man? How are they walking here, bro? I think it's crazy what they're doing here. They could have just died straight up here, man. Because look at the position of Talia and Renekton. Renekton's punching a ward. That shit's crazy. So now they get the position, and they also manage to poke the enemy off of it. And I like JDG's positioning now, and their usage of spells in terms of how Missing postures, and how did Ruler ult? I didn't realize. Oh, okay. Owner W'd it. But here it's like they're getting the poke in, they're getting the hits in. Aatrox tries to flank, but you see they already blew trinketed the pixel. And then Talia is here in the position to wall, and this is the moment, right? This is the crucial moment. It's like Owner managed to solve it in a beautiful way, absolutely beautiful way. So we look at it from the lens of Owner. Owner has taken shit. They didn't take the opportunity that they did. Here, T1 is in trouble. In big trouble. Here, the fact that this wall crossing the pixel gives him some space to play in. But this moment here, the flash on the Ashult, the fact that Knight is posturing forward, he punishes big time. But if we look at the situation from JDG's side, what they could have adjusted and done better, right? Knight is not putting his rocks down. He's not putting his. They're not playing for the poke, not playing for the range. Instead, they are looking for the kill because they had no fucking clue that this is fucking even possible. You look at Owner's HP here, you think he's screwed, so they're just playing it very loosely. And Owner finds the punish of the ages. And then you have the fucking Renato ult fucking tagging 5 people, bro. What a fucking combo, man. Beautiful. It's like from being in a winning position to then being in a losing position, it's crazy. And now in my mind, you know, like scaling wise, I thought that blue side is looking good. You know, it's like the only argument against is that their gold distribution is flat out quite dry. Where should Knight use rocks? Just put the rocks down, you know, not into like towards the rel direction, you know, put the rocks down and don't play in the same pocket. That's why I always say that that curve is so important. right? Like, the curve is so important because the breakthrough, the enemy needs to break through, so you can't play in the same pocket, right? You can't. You cannot. You cannot. You cannot play in the same pocket. This is terrible from Knight. Very bad. And to not flash it or not react as well, you know, it's like, I think Owner just stunned them, bro. He just stunned them. Like, they had no clue that this was even coming. Because a big part of mechanics is the expectation of things, you know? We continue. This Zeus, with the biggest nose on the planet, just finds a little pocket of no vision, and he burns Ruler Flash. He fucking murders him, pokes him. Like, these are the type of mistakes, right? When I said in the rundown, right? These are the type of mistakes you can't get away with. Because these are mistakes that they did throughout the tournament, you know? But it's like, it's a very deep mistake, a very deep cut. Very, very deep cut, because it's like, the expectation of this, it's crazy. It's like he's just basing after taking the mid wave, and he has vision around him. He feels very safe. And we continue. With Kalista, this ain't psycho at all, you know. There's no steal, there's no nothing. Kanavi, no flash from before. Like, Knight does his best here, but it just isn't enough because the smite is so easy and so burst heavy, right, with Rel and Kalista. Like, are there better champs to do Nash with than what T1 has? Like, you have fucking Renata, Kalista, Azir, Rel. So here, if you look at Faker, he wants to fuck off, man. He's done with this play. But T1, they wanted to play and have fun. But Uncle Faker, he says, guys, let's just base, man. What are you doing? 369 surviving here, Ruler collapsing. This gave back the game. Gave back the game. As if T1 just base here, the game is just completely over. It is a very, very big back and forth. Yeah, the coach Tom is not, they're not happy. This is my old friend, the GM of T1, Becker. He was the GM of Sandbox when I was over there. The GOAT. So yeah, walking into this fight, right, Kanavi doesn't have flash, and this matters, of course. Ruler's trying to poke away. I still think that the condition of the game is very good for T1, but crucially looking at this Drake, I think this is not a good Drake for them to fight, because the power between Ginzu Kalista and these components Kalista, bro, like Amp Tome Kalista, like they managed to get Nash, and they were in such a power curve that was perfect in line with this Drake. But just because they gave away those kills, Wukong reached 2 core, Renekton reached 2 core, Talia 2 core, and your Kalista didn't reach 2 core in preparation for this Drake. And that's so important. That's so big, you know? So here I think that you should not look to fight this Drake, because you are giving the only point of entry for the enemy, I think. They're pushing out Zeus, missing. Missing found the goofiest fucking position to be in, bro. Like, Missing thinks he's playing Rakan. Like, I liked here the fact that JDG collapsed on Owner in the pit, and they didn't let him be in that space for free, because T1 is zoned by the wall, of course. So here, they're fucking up Owner, they're comboing him, and they're kiting the CC. Ruler has to kite all the way down, but this Drake drops incredibly low, man. Like, this could have been a moment where like, they just lose it, you know? Like, I'm trying to see who smote, but Owner smote. Owner smote here. I think they are he was trying to combo it with the Rend or something. I don't know what he was looking for here. But the fact that Wukong, of course, finishes that is very big. And they kite back. Missing should just die here, don't flash. Very bad. Like, your flashes are so important against the likes of Rel, Azir, Kalista, Renata. Like, you need your flash. Missing flash, ay. So, now conditions are better, right, for T1. They have the Ginzus, they have all that nice juice going on for them. Here, the CP angle is looking very juicy. Kanavi loses flash 1v1 because he's all-inning a Ninja Tabi Aatrox. Missing dies. The game is looking wonderful here for T1. Wonderful. Let's take a look now at this situation here on the fight. Because, like, now when we're looking at it, I think that I don't think JDG was like super favored to win this. To be perfectly honest, I don't think JDG was like giga winning and this was the game that they threw. I think this would have been like a tussle, man. Like, if Azir didn't find like that engage, I think this would have been a tussle. I think the crucial thing was like the Owner engage that really swung the game in their favor, right? It was easy win if Ruler didn't end. No, it wasn't easy win. It really wasn't. It really wasn't. I don't think it was a big advantage. I really not. I think people are exaggerating how favored JDG was in this game. Yeah, they got soul, guys. They got soul. Okay, Zarias. Welcome to the stream. This was pretty neat, you know. Cyrilda spike, you know, JDG is definitely strong at this point in the game. This was very nice. Very clean engage here. It's like T1 is just pushing way too far forward on the wave when Azir is not in connection and fucking, like, look, Aatrox is showing in the pit, clearing a pink. T1 is contesting a neutral. This is unnecessary. Look at Azir's position, yeah. So JDG were very quick to punish. They see Aatrox in the pit, so they rock and roll and go. And they get crucial kills here. And then they chase Zeus all the way out. They know Zeus is always lurking in the position, so they're chasing for him. And Zeus tries to buy enough time for T1 to then let the Drake spawn. So here, let's take a look at this, right? It's like they do Nash, right? But they give soul. In this moment, would you just push out the enemy from mid and go Drake? Go next mid wave, base, and play the game? Because I'm trying to understand what the thought process here, you know? Like, the soul is a big deal. Like, even if you are a champion that doesn't use the ultimate that well, like the ultimate move speed, is perfectly fine because you just get flat move speed, you know, which is OP. So it's like, is JDG in the state of mind that they want to end this game fast? Because I'm trying to rationalize it, right? If you take Nash here, and then at least if you can leverage Nash to get gold to then prepare you for Elder Fight, maybe that's the best way for the game to curve out. Because in this moment, let's say you manage to finish Death Cap and a little bit more, right? Like, this is how I'm trying to rationalize it, because I feel like using Nash to then siege and poke, And then you have an Elder fight where you've leveraged the Nash into a gold advantage. I think that's like a fair reasoning, because if they can't end the game with this Nash and the game extends, even if they get this Drake, it doesn't change their pacing of the game. So let's say they take this Nash, or let's say they take the Drake and don't get Nash. Nothing has changed in the game, and T1 has time as their friend. Now JDG does a very crucial macro mistake, you know, it's like they're defending this wave, they're TPing on it. Good, you take the tier 1, easy peasy, lemon easy. But here, after you take this tier 1, I want you to play on bot. Why do you want to play for tier 2 mid? It's very strange to me. I think here you look to collapse onto bottom side. You play with your cannons if you want to, that's perfectly fine too. Renekton's on bot, Azir is matching. But I think that when you extend this beyond here, especially when Aatrox tries to collapse, sieging in this area is very tricky, because there's so much space that the enemy can TP from, fight from. It's not comfortable at all to siege here. It's like right now they're playing with their cannons, and then they're walking up to hit. But then after a certain point, like you're walking up a little bit too far. I think that here you look to collapse into bottom side. Imagine now you walk into here, and Azir is pressured by Varus and everybody else, and you can Talia wall them. You take tier 2 bot, you extend your gold lead. But they just stay here. They stay here for way too long. They stay here way too long. I think that you need to cross. Like, you need to cross. Take that tier 2, cross. Let the minions do the work. You have 3 cannons, and then you cross. Right now Azir is in a tough spot, but instead Azir is the one collapsing. And why are they walking forward here? They can't cross, they can't cross. It's like the amount of space Zeus is creating right now is really insane. And then Faker is just the coldest motherfucker on earth, man. Most Azirs, they just ult right away, but he held it. The advantage is always in the hand of the Azir player. But there's very little Azir players that play like this, especially in an important game like this too. He fakes it, and then he flash arms. Oh my lord. The revenge. You flashed army on fucking Varus when I played Karma and I had to carry my team, and you finally banned Galio against me and I had to play fucking Karma to give Bang Ardent Sense a buff. This is revenge. Faker is the GOAT, there's no discussion, yeah. You know, the only angle, which is a very deep angle, was if JDG won Worlds and then they ran it back next year and they golden rolled it again, you know? That was the only like angle for like Ruler to be a part of that conversation. But now it's done. There's no conversation. Faker is now... Faker was like 99% sure the GOAT of GOATs, you know? Like there was no one that is going to come close to him. But now it's like 100%. Inside on esports, thank you very much for the raid. We're enjoying some good League of Legends. Look at Gumiushi stopwatch. Let me have a look at the Gumiushi stopwatch. Oh, that's dirty. I didn't even see this. Damn. That's the beauty, you know? You're like T1. T1 is like, you know, you put the attention of a single player and then you rewatch the fight and you look at the different player. You look at the different player, you look at the different player. every time you fucking spot something else, you know? It's like even if we like fucking look at what Korea did, probably Korea did something crazy. Let's take a look at Korea. So Yara's the Wukong, he gets fucking everyone in the R, and then let's see the Q. He bonks, he knocks 3 people up with the ult, and then the Q into the knock up. Ay, ay, ay. Crazy, guys, crazy. Wow. Game number 4, guys. We were talking about Belveth yesterday, man. What the fuck is this Belveth? It's like, the thing is, it's like, we watched the stopwatch, mate. Thing is, it's like, the Belveth, it's like Kanavi is a decent Belveth player, you know? And in this game, they had the conditions. But I don't like Belveth here because you don't know what the fuck enemy is going to be picking into your champs, you know? Like, picking Belveth when you have Aatrox, it's like Belveth is, like we saw the Belveth of yesterday, you know? It's not the same. It's like you have Belveth with Nico Rumble, Belveth. These are 2 champions that have prio against like everything in the game, you know? But the thing is, in this game, they managed to secure Herald. They did. Belveth had a good game. She had a good start, good game. But later, we talk about what happened later, a little bit later. So, Orianna for Jarvan trade. Poppy is out, Rel is out, Orianna for Jarvan trade. They don't want to give enemy Orianna. Okay. You get Jarvan for Orianna, we understand that part. Bans are bans, it is what it is, right? Varus gets locked in, blind, straight up, GG, juicy, okay? Belveth, Aatrox. They slam the Aatrox, they're done with this shit. Enemies picking Aatrox every time. We can pick Aatrox, and if we want to, we can ban 4-5. But they pick Azir into Orianna, they know this is coming, and the enemy is gonna drop top. This is where, you know, Zeus is classic, right? He has so many answers into Aatrox. You know? Right, we're gonna do a little test here. So, this guy who wrote in all caps, let's see how many messages he sent in my chat. 23, of course. Alright. So, Orianna, Jarvan, Varus, Belveth, Aatrox, Azir. Enemy picks Yone. Yone into Aatrox. This is something that's played in the past. This is something that people banned against him in 2022 World Championships to set up the Aatrox in a lot of cases. This is him, you know, this is a case where Aatrox is weaker on the patch. Aatrox is strong on the patch, but he's definitely weaker than he was at the World Championship, you know? So, Kai'Sa, Xayah gets banned. They're just banning the usual ADs, and they have last pick on Soup, so they take it. And they lock in Zeri Lulu. I thought here, right, if we look at the lane that they're in, Gumayushi played attack speed Varus. And Gumayushi attack speed Varus is a very different champ altogether. A very, very different champ altogether. But I got worried when enemy picks Zeri Lulu and you have Varus Bard in lane, and Zeri Lulu is going to actually win lane against the attack speed Varus. You know? So they just went Bard. And like Bard is really big value here against Orianna, right? This is a very hard Orianna draft to play. Like if you think about playing Orianna against Azir, Jarvan, Bard, like these champs are going to fuck you up, you know? Really, really fuck you up. So I preferred, so what I was repeating, why is Bard good into Orianna? Because she doesn't have counterplay against the R. She can't buy Gale Force. So all these champions, like if Orianna has no flash, she can't play the game, you know? So nevertheless, Belveth. Same can be said about all control mages, no? Well, yeah, Bard is good against control mages. Except Azir. Yeah, Bard is a good champ against control mages. That's true for Syndra, Orianna, Talia. Keep in mind, guys, it's like most attack speed Varuses look complete useless. Like, let's give Gumayushi props. Like, there's no one that plays attack speed Varus quite like he does. Maybe Ruler did, you know, when the champ was meta, but let's not say that wow, it's because of the build. So it's weaker for lane for sure, but it's in some cases scales better, right? So your own Bard. I thought draft-wise, blue side can compete. I think that Belveth here is, you know, is an iffy one. But they managed to piece it together. They really managed to piece it together. Let me just see if Tanky posted the video. Oh, we have the Korean comments coming in. We have the Korean comments. The Korean comments are coming in, guys. Bro, Tanky, where's Tanky? The Tanky cook or what? Tanky didn't cook yet. Okay, it's fine. Let's take a look at this game. So lane-wise, things were looking well. They were looking up, you know? It's like, Belveth not being active in the early game, I don't like that super much. He's just full clearing, Javan just full clearing. There was the Bard getting the pink ward level 1 to pressure the Orianna. I think that, you know, Kanabi was just marking and defending, and this is this type of game that you necessarily don't super like to play. Like Zeus was having perma pressure on top side, perma push. Like 369 was really suffering under the turret the whole game. Against Zeus on the Yone. Matchup gap knowledge there was massive. Here Ruler had the base in, so he comes out with Berserker Greaves, and Bard is basing a little bit greedy, so he cancels the recall and he pushes him out. We continue. Kind of a slow start for the game here. Both sides are just looking to defend. Not super easy for either side to like commit to the Drake. No one has like a extreme level of initiative that you can go for. This Drake fight, wow, like this Drake fight here is insanity. It's like Lulu Zeri, they push out, they connect, and a Knight got like Knight made a crucial mistake here that he walked on the flag that Owner placed earlier. So we're gonna see Owner place a flag. Like here, Owner places a flag, if I remember correctly. They don't show it. Here he places a flag. Look, he places a flag in the bush for vision. And then Knight walks into it. And he gets queued and knocked up dry. I don't like that from Knight. Very bad. This Knight not flashing here as well? Like, what the fuck is Blood doing? If Faker just reacts a little bit faster, ults him, kills him, would have been great. Yeah? Knight is like, I don't know what Knight's doing here. Instead, Knight gets the ult off. Knight gets the ult off. That changes everything. Gumayushi gets 6 on the wave. He was fishing for 6 on the wave. Here Kato said that Faker hinted. He hinted by not doing this faster. Now JDG, right? Now JDG, like, they get the kills, and then all of a sudden they have this fucking portal into their own base, and fucking Korea is deep, Faker is deep. And we have 2 kills to Zeri fucking Lulu. Now we're talking about games that are won. This is a game that's won. Like, you have a great start for Belveth, as if she had a good early game. You have Zeri Lulu that are ahead, and you have a Javan that didn't have a lot of impact in the early. And off of the replay, JDG commit to a full swap after pushing out bot, and then they secure the Herald with their bot lane. Really, really fucking cold. Really good. Really, really fucking good. And then you get the Herald with Kanavi, of course, you're super happy. I thought this was a bit psycho. I thought that T1 was going to look to play this under the turret, but they chose not to. They peace out. Like, no ult on Zeus, maybe this is the reason, but Ruler has no ult either. No ult on Lulu, she's level 4. No ult on Orianna, but this one's harder to calculate. I think that maybe they could have like juiced some stuff up here, but they enter into the space and they catch Faker on the exit. And Faker has no flash here. So they just fuck him up here, flash polymorph, and they manage to kill the GOAT. And in this time span, Varos is punching bot, but the Orianna TP after pushing out mid, this is looking like a wonderful game. Like, on the costume, I was like, wow, this is the JDG that we were talking about, man. What a fucking sequence here from JDG. Absolute wonderful play, you know? And they keep pressuring into top side. They put the Herald down to funnel some more gold into the Ruler, because they want to make sure they do this before bar is 6, you know? So they just drop it. And Ruler gets cancelled here, which is huge. Azir is pushing out bot, like the cancellation there is super nice. Here Orianna wants to go on mid, but Aatrox says, I want to be on mid for some reason. Aatrox should just right click on bot ASAP. Like Orianna wants to be on the mid wave instead of playing on side. Here Aatrox and Orianna are both on the mid wave instead. I really like this cancellation from Zeus. Zeus still managed to farm a lot during all of this, but the key thing, right, is just that the CS numbers and the gold distribution is really good for blue side. Velvet has a mythic already, she's super strong, and that's it, you know, like this is a very good looking game here for JDG. This is a very good connection here, like Owner just wants to base, but you see that Bard is just securing the wave here for Zeus so he can push her forward. He doesn't drop wards. I like that he holds his wards, you know, very, very long and doesn't place them where the enemy can ping them, you know. Like, you see here, Keria specifically is not putting his wards where the enemy can ping them. Like, look how long Keria holds his wards. He holds them, he holds them, he holds them. Yeah. Really good. Then 369, during all of this, like, he farmed so little. Like, well, what did 369 actually do? Like, he was on mid-wave hugging Orianna's nutsack until he finally went bot. Then he pushed 2 waves and then he crossed into topside. And he just loses another wave on bot. Because Azir keeps pushing. So he loses another wave, TPs to the top wave. Okay. I was just looking at this entire sequence. Like, why he was falling so far behind. I think that Owner is the best performing jungler, yes. You can make arguments for Weiwei, but Owner has had way tougher competition. He played against Tarzan, Kanavi. He played against Shun. Say what you want about how they griefed. He played against them on the server and was way better. Kanavi isn't that good though. Okay. Alright, let's continue. So, Young Conditions is super good. Like, the way he farmed while the enemy swapped into top was really, really big, massive. Let's see how this plays out now. I don't remember the situation. Yeah, I think this fight Kanavi plays kind of well, you know, all things considered, you know. He dodges the EQ, he managed to get out somehow, you know, it's a fucking miracle. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the crown on Ori, you know. Like, I don't think it's necessary. Like, this was the lowest test Oriana build ever, man. Really, really bad. It's not the same as Azir, like. It's not the same as playing against fucking Vi, like. She went crown into Zhonya's. Like, if you want to go crown as your defensive item to then go full damage, that's okay. Like, you go crown into fucking Shadow Flame, Deathcap Void, like something like this, okay. I don't know, at that point, I think just like Luden's, Zhonya's would be better, you know? Yeah, Knight was non-existent this game. Yeah, now it starts. So, if you look at the position of the game, like, Zeri is on, like, she's on point to get Navori, you know? She is so strong, like everything is pointing that we're gonna get a game 5. So let's see how everything plays out. So Kanavi gets a gift from the gods here. Like, he survives, but he's low HP for this upcoming Drake, which of course matters, you know? He tries to heal with his red and with the camps, which helps a little bit, and they're going to use the Herald on mid to make T1 reposition. I'm not a big fan of Korea's portal here. I think it's better to portal into the mid because it's a longer wall. Because this wall you can always cross. So I think you portal here and then it's better, you know? Here Bard is going to R the turret, of course, to defend the Herald. And they also catch Aatrox in it. I think Aatrox has no business being close to the turret. They should be aware of this. And now we continue. So here Korea Q flashes, which looks really goofy. And he doesn't get anything. Zeus R's. I was getting gassed up, man, when I saw this. I was like, damn. Zeus is R'ing, he caught 2, but that was the Crown and Lulu. And Korea, no flash here, gets knocked up, CC'd, Oriana ult, and you're thinking, wow, what a fucking turnaround. What a turnaround. But then Kanavi decides to pick him up. Like Justin Bieber. Pick it up, up, unless you say never. And someone should have said never. Someone should have said never. We continue. Zeri now, looking for that Navori gold. Looking for that Navori gold. Items are finishing up. Gold distribution, still looking crispy. You know, Zeri's looking great. You know, like the cereal. And we move on. Knight is buying Hourglass. Like, he decided it's not going to be used for this game. We move on. Trading side, trading turret. Easy peasy. I don't know if you're serious, Sensimon. I don't know if you're serious. But that's a debate, I think. Holly. Ruler getting more money. More money. Things are looking fabulous. Can JDG win this game? Yes, I'm very sorry to hear that, man. I hope I hope you have a fucking strong outlook, you know, because those predictions sometimes can be fucking wrong, yeah? Stay strong, man. You're an inspiration to me, man. And you're, of course, very, very welcome here. Kado's a homie. Kado's a homie. I like Kado. Speaking of homies, Kanavi is the biggest homie of T1. Again, there's double TPs. Like, you take this wave and then you scatter, you know? You scatter. But they are showing everyone on this wave, and it allows Yon and Ozzy to push for free and then play. You know? But here... Oh my lord, man. Oh my... Where are they going? There's 2 TPs on enemy team. Just catch side. Play side. You already have military exemption, Kanavi. You have military exemption, man. And then the enemy gets Nash. Ay. Why does Ruler base? Because he's 40% HP and has gold. He just doesn't have HP. JDG has 0 wards on Baron because there's no time for Baron. Like, you don't prepare for... Maybe... Like, you don't prepare your jungle for running it down. You don't prepare for that. It's 21 minutes. They get Nash clean and they prepare for Drake too. Fantastic timer for Ocean, you know. And the advantage that the Ruler had just doesn't matter because everyone caught up now. XP wise, Zeus is 14, Fake is 14, Knight is 12, and Knight is like playing the most beta build of all time. I honestly, like, this game actually is infuriating. Like this is infuriating. Like, you guys in the chat were right. You guys were fucking right, man. It's infuriating. Went for a large rod because he didn't need the stopwatch. Let's take a look at this fight here. Aatrox on the flank. He's going to chunk Kyria here in the beginning. And then T1 owner is just the smite goat, let's be honest. He's just the best smiter on fucking earth. This fight, the way it scatters, like, look at how Faker is positioned. Like, the nuance of this, Faker and Zeus just 1v9 this fight. Look at them. They understand the art of war. They understand the art of war. They don't look at these guys, they look at these three. Wow. Really beautiful. They understand the art of war, man. Zeus, like Zeus is doing so much. He's doing nothing, but he's doing so much. That's the beauty of this, man. Absolutely crazy. Fantastic. And then this fight is just completely over. Ruler tries his best, but this is area on 13-19, you know, it's not quite the same. It's not quite the same. Now the deaths just continue, guys. I don't know, we go out of replay into a Knight is split pushing bot and Ruler got fucking ulted on side. Kyria doesn't manage to clip the Q into the wall and the game is just over, guys. Just to summarize my thoughts, I think the MVP for this series for me, honestly, Like Zeus, Faker, those two guys, man. Like, I don't know, like Faker, Zeus, Faker, bro. They are, honestly, like Owner was crazy too, man. Like Owner, like, oh, it's hard to say, man. Like everyone played so fucking good, but I think like Faker and Zeus. I think Zeus. Oh, it's so hard to say, man. I just have to add, like, if T1 somehow lose against Weibo, that would be the most cursed thing of all fucking time. Everything is pointing towards the fact that T1 is a million times better than Weibo. It would be the most cursed thing ever. It would be so fucked. It would be so mentally ill if they lose. It would be so mental. It would be so mental that Kadril hitched his wagon to this fucking bullshit horse that was Weibo. Already the fact that they made finals is mental. My man Kadril dropped a rap track. It's crazy, bro. You know why? You know why he got the hype video from me? It's because we made a bet. We made a bet. We said OMG top esports of Weibo is gonna qualify to Worlds. That's where we were at some point. We were at that point. At some point. That's where we were. That's where we were. And now we're here. Now we are here. Oh my lord. My predictions have been so trash. So maybe I know nothing. And if a team hires me for the LEC, they've been scammed. Obviously, I'm joking. I am the GOAT. But my predictions have been shit. Have been absolute shit, man. My predictions have been shit, man. My predictions have been garbage. But if anything, at least my consolation prize, guys. My consolation prize here on the pick'em. Bro, oh my lord, I'm in the fucking top 40%. Oh my lord, it's never been worse. It's never been worse. Top 40%, blood. That is crazy. Top 40%. Oh man. Hey, at least, man. At least I have this one. At least I have this. I have this. Yes. And I have this. I have this one. Yes. And I have this one. Oh, and this one just died. Ah, Shiva. And now Scout. Ah, Shiva. A ruler. Ah, no. Kanavi. No. Ruler Penta. No. Which team will win the shortest game? Ah. Which team will win Worlds? Ah. Which team will have the most Baron steals? Am I there? I might be there. I might be there. You don't think so? Ah, fuck me then. And look at this. Which team from a region with 2 seeds or less will advance further through Worlds? Is this true? This might be true, no? No, it's VCS. It's GAM. Fuck! It's fucking GAM. Fuck my points.